Welcome back to the Coaches Show. I'm your host, Michael Watson, and sitting to the left of me is the new head volleyball coach here at UIS, Noelle Rooke.
Yes.
Did I pronounce that right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I tried 2 or 3 times before the show to get it right, but that's awesome. And since you're new here at UIS, just give us the, give us your overall impressions of the school so far. Maybe the student body, athletics department.
Yeah, no, it's exciting to be here. Exciting times. Obviously, I think it's a great university. It's a good size, great location as far as the capital. I think it's a bonus, of course, being a sister school of U of I, and looks great getting kids in and getting them out. And exciting times for athletics. I think a lot of fresh new faces, and I think everybody's hoping for the best. And I think sky's the limit for us moving forward. As you know,
UIS is in the GLVC conference, and I would love to give your, get your overall impression of the conference as a whole.
Yeah, I'm actually very impressed with the conference. I mean, it's a huge conference, probably one of the biggest, obviously in Division II with 16 teams, let alone, from my understanding, the toughest for all-around sports. So I know I can speak for volleyball. Obviously, we have several teams that are ranked in the top 20 in the nation every year with Lewis and Indianapolis. So great conference, good competition, and lots to look forward to.
Since being new to UIS, can you give us, can you give the audience maybe just a quick overview of your past coaching experience, at other universities, and maybe even your player experience as a player in volleyball?
Yeah, I'm actually born and raised in Southern California, so I grew up playing beach volleyball actually before I stepped foot indoors. So big fan of obviously not only beach and Olympics, but the fact they've started sand with NCAA now as well. So I actually played college volleyball in Florida, and then I got my first head coaching job right out of college, which was a nice experience, but fresh and young, and had to learn a lot. But I was a head coach at Division II school, University of South Carolina, Aiken, for 3 years, and then I was a head coach at Rowan University, which is a D3 school in New Jersey, for 4 years. And then I just left Mercer University, which is a Division I school just south of Atlanta. I was there for the last 8 years. So it's nice because I've dabbled in all 3 D1, D2, D3 of the NCAA governing body. So it's been a good experience, and now I'm excited to be here and full speed ahead.
That's good. Well, looking at the team last year, overall they went 5-25 within conference, as a team last season. And looking at the team you have now, in place, what's your overall impression so far? I mean, what are some of the goals you want to achieve in this upcoming season?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is that I think the girls are just hungry. They're hungry to learn. They're obviously hungry to win. I think they're just excited about just a new era, hopefully, of UIS volleyball. I'm trying to incorporate a lot of new stuff within our game, just as far as a new serve-receive pattern, new defensive pattern, blocking schemes, offense system, just a lot of new stuff. So I'm hoping that the personnel can pick up with the philosophy that I would bring, and that hopefully our opponents are going to see a whole new team. And I feel like the attitude's very positive. We have absolutely nowhere to go but up.
You just brought up another question that I want to ask you is your overall coaching philosophy. What do you want to try to instill here at UIS?
I think for volleyball, for me at least, my philosophy is I feel like ball control and defense wins you games. I don't think that our level you're going to see maybe the biggest, most powerful offensive threats, obviously in the front row. So I think that if we can utilize maybe our size and athleticism to our advantage, and again, if we can have ball control and play defense, then I think obviously then we can actually generate an offense. So I'm more focused on what happens before the actual kill than the actual kill itself. So again, my philosophy is defense and ball control wins you games.
Besides the play on the court, one thing that the UIS athletics department really prides itself on is, how well the athletes perform in the classroom. Now, I was wondering maybe you can possibly give your thoughts and overall impression so far within the academics here at UIS, but also where does academics fall within your coaching philosophy as well?
Of course. Well, I'm very impressed, obviously, with the girls I've inherited because they are good students. They did very well. We actually got the 2nd highest team GPA overall to, I believe, men's tennis, but the highest women's team GPA, which obviously I'm very proud of. But I'm actually glad you asked that because I'm a big proponent of student athlete is in that order for a reason. These kids come in here and they have to make the grades in the classroom, and obviously the end of 4 years you need to have that degree to fall back on. So obviously graduation rates are very important to me, but I'm about if you obviously apply yourself, you're going to succeed. So I'm about making sure these kids are doing their job in the classroom, obviously as well as on the court. So yeah, I'm impressed with what I've inherited, and I'm hoping that they continue to strive to do well in the classroom, and we'll make sure that they do.
as a coach, you are the leader of the team, but as a coach, you would love to have some players step up and be leaders too. Is there any players you see right now on your roster that can be that sole leader, or maybe, within the senior class, if you can discuss some of the leaders within the senior class as well within your team?
Yeah, I think with having 11 returners and 5 of those being seniors, I mean, that's the bulk of, that's half obviously returners being, your upperclassmen with obviously, a senior season left. 15 overall, and again, 5 seniors. So I think that that's a big group. So I'm hoping that they will lead, obviously, vocally and by example, and I'm hoping those seniors obviously will do a good job for us, and that's actually what I'm looking for, is some senior leadership. So,
it's always good to have 11 returners come back on a team, and having that experience as a team previous, and they can use that experience as a team coming in this next season. Is that always obviously that's always an advantage as a coach, having those players already well experienced among each other.
Yeah, I think it bodes well for us, yes, having more obviously returners than newcomers on our team. I've been with programs in the past where I've had 15 girls and 7 have been returners and 8 newcomers, 8 freshmen, and it's hard. I mean, obviously you're always going to have turnover as far as graduation and things like that, and you're always going to have to renew and replace. But I think that it does bode well for us. I'm hoping it helps us and gives us an advantage down the road.
Being a new coach here at UIS, what are some of the challenges of a new coach, possibly, stepping into a head coaching position? Is there some major challenges, or is it just, since you have, a lot of experience coaching before, it's kind of a breeze, kind of?
I wouldn't say anything's a breeze, that's for sure. Obviously, I think hard work equals success, and that's what I'm putting in and will always put in, and I would expect the same from my student athletes. But I don't think, I'm not stressed about being at UIS. I feel like I've been welcomed here, and it's been an absolute blessing. I really enjoy everybody I work with, all my colleagues, obviously who I work under, so I'm blessed to be here. But I think as far as the program goes, I think the challenge is more about changing the culture. I think that it's just a matter of getting the positive attitudes and just knowing that they can win and they will be successful. And again, I think it's just more about changing the culture.
With summer practices coming up in the near future, what are you expecting as a coach, from your athletes within those summer practices, and maybe even in some of the early scrimmages as well?
I think what I'm expecting most of all is just to get these kids to work hard all the time and to play at their peak performance, to the best of their ability. So I think it's my job to get the most out of these kids, because I think sometimes, student athletes don't even realize what their full potential is. I think it's my job to get their full potential out of them.
Looking at the season coming up shortly, what are some of the things as a coach that you want to see from your team, besides wins? Of course, as a coach, you want to win as most games as you want, but, as a coach, what are some of the, what are some of the things that you want to see as a coach, from your players?
For me, obviously I hate to lose, and I would hope that obviously my players feel the same way. You just have to have that passion, that grit, and just hate to lose and always want to win. And obviously we want to win, and anything can happen on any given day at any given time, and that's probably one of the exciting things about athletics, and obviously we want to put our best foot forward and win every single set, every match. However, I think realistically though, I would like to see us progress and get better as the year goes on, so that when it does come to what really matters, which is our conference matches, that hopefully we are putting our best foot forward and we are ready to obviously compete against our opponents, and we need to win, because my ultimate goal is for these girls to win in conference, because I would like to see us make the conference tournament. I'd like to see us get in postseason play.
That'd be great to see. And speaking of conference, you begin the conference play, I believe, at Missouri St. Louis. Looking at that team right now, your opponent, Missouri St. Louis, what are some of the things that you need to do, to capture a victory over Missouri St. Louis?
Yeah, I believe they came second in the division behind Missouri S&T last season. So obviously, it's going to be a good competition. I think the blessing for us is I don't think anybody's going to expect anything out of us all year. I think that we're going to be an underdog. So we have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. And again, sky's the limit. And if you change the culture and you have some positive attitudes and, we're continuing to perform at our peak level, I think that, again, anything can happen on any given day at any given time. I think that we're going to surprise some people this year.
That's awesome. And, I wish you the luck, the best of luck. And I just want to, tell you, welcome to UIS. And
thank you very much.
We're very happy to hear,
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks.
For more information on the volleyball team, you can always check out the UIS athletics homepage at uisprairiestars.com. I'm your host, Michael Watson. Until next time, I'll see you later.